Learning a new skill can be a full-time 9 to 5. Obviously, a full-time 9 to 5 without pay, without perks, and even without privileges. I remember when I started learning digital illustration. Now, I have been drawing since I was like 7, but then coming into digital illustration in 2019, it felt a little bit strange. Now, in as much as the art was familiar, the act was foreign. It was very different. I had to learn new tools and watch a lot of tutorials. It was a whole lot of hustle for me coming into digital illustration, even though I already knew how to draw. I remember days when I would literally cry. I mean, literally shed tears because I wasn't getting the eyes or the nose or the ears. Talk more of hands, man. If hand handles you. There were days when I felt like quitting digital illustrations, but I'm actually glad I didn't, because in this video, I'm going to be telling you the 5 principles, the 5 P's that kept me going to learn anything. Basically, this video is specifically going to cover 5 P's you can actually apply if you want to learn any skill, literally any skill. Hi, I'm Ufot Ubon, and if you're new here, you're welcome to the channel, and if you're returning, you're welcome back. The first on the list is passion. You have to be passionate about whatever skill you're wanting to learn or you are already learning. Passion is a vital part of skill learning because passion keeps you going when the road gets tough. Think of it like a reminder that reminds you why you actually started learning the skill in the first place. Passion. Passion also helps you take certain creative risks that you more than likely would not generally take at the very start of your career. Because you're passionate about it, you would be able to. Take, for instance, someone who's actually learning video editing and he's wanting to invest in high-end gears that can help 10x their productivity. Passion helps you save towards that goal and invest that huge amount of money to actually buy that particular computer that can help 10x your productivity. Passion. It really helps you take certain kind of creative risk. Passion is also very vital because it doesn't make the whole learning process look like work without pay. Rather, it puts it on this hobby. It makes it look like you're just having fun learning what you're learning. Passion. Now, over the years as a digital illustrator, designer, basically a creative in general who also does podcasting, video editing, and the likes of that, I've come to realize that passion isn't necessarily something that can be taught, but it can be learned. Let me explain. As a digital illustrator, I love to draw. I am passionate about my work, and I really hope people can actually see the passion in my illustrations when they come across them. I can't necessarily teach a newbie or, a rookie how to be passionate about digital illustration. But if they look and watch closely how passionate I am with what I do, they can learn to be passionate about what they do. And I think every creative, everyone who's trying to learn any skill or anything at all needs to answer the question for themselves. How passionate are you about what you're about to learn or what you're already learning? The next P on the list is practice. The place of practice cannot be overemphasized. You need to practice, especially if you're learning a tech skill like design. You see, designers can somehow get caught up in reading the best books and articles that has been written about designs, watching a number of tutorials and taking online courses about designs. In as much as all these are very good and fine, practice actually is the key spot to hacking quality design. You actually have to do the work. It's not necessarily how much you study with respect to skill like design. It's much more about how much you practice. And I think it's more than likely would be the same for almost every skill. You literally have to practice. In as much as studying whatever it is you're learning is good, practicing what you're learning would make you better. Practice, like the excellency of your skill, depends on it, because it actually depends on it. And truly, whatever skill you're passionate about, you should put in the time to actually practice it. You should create time to practice whatever you're passionate about. It's important that I mention also that while practice may not make perfect, practice can make permanent. So it is important and expedient to practice well and to practice right. The excellency of your skills depends on how much you practice and not how much you study. You have to practice right. The third P is patience. Patience, they say, is a virtue. In as much as you need to practice, you also need to give yourself time to grow. You have to be patient with your own growth. Your growth sometimes can be progressive. I think all growths with respect to skill settings and, career advancements are actually progressive. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to give yourself time to grow. Don't be too much in a hurry to compare yourself with people who are actually, way advanced than you. It would be so unfair to yourself to compare your skill level to someone who has been doing that same thing for over 10 years or even 5 years, because it has the tendency to push you not in a good way. So be patient with yourself. Good works takes time. Quality takes time. It takes time to polish the skill. It takes time to learn the tools. It takes time to practice. If you're getting value from this video, I would really appreciate if you can take a moment to hit the like button and share this with someone who is planning on learning a skill or who's already learning a skill, and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Also, if you're currently learning a skill or you're planning to learn a skill, comment in the section below so I can follow you up on what skill you're learning. Thank you for doing that. Let's get back to the video. The fourth P is persistent. You see, when you're passionate about your skill and you're putting in the work to practice, and you're also patient with yourself, knowing it will take time before you can polish and develop that skill, there can be a very blurry, thin line between being patient and actually doing nothing. Yes, you have to be patient with yourself, but you also need tenacity. I remember back then when I started learning illustration in 2019, I could go 5 to 7 days without actually drawing, and I would tell myself, it's all right, I'm giving myself time, I'm being patient with myself. But in reality, I'm actually just not doing anything. I'm actually just not wanting to do. And it's okay to be tired of what you're doing. It's fine to rest when you're tired. When you're tired, you rest. But there's a very thin line between resting and gradually and slowly quitting. It's a very thin line. Persistency tells you that while you're patient with yourself, you still need to keep practicing because you're passionate about what you're doing. You see how they are all connected, right? And the fifth and final P is prayers. Yes, I saved the best for the last. Prayers can actually help enhance your skill learning capabilities. I think that's pretty much self-explanatory. I hope this video helps, and thank you for sticking around. I really appreciate if you can share this video with someone, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you.